activated buckwheat. When we say activated, that just is a nice fancy word for soaked. I've soaked these overnight, the buckwheat grouts, in milk kefir. You could use kombucha, and then you give them a good rinse. Now, if you're not going to be using them straight away, you would want to store them, so you would need to dehydrate them till they what we call popped, and then they'll store for forever. And you can actually, when you have dried them, you can ground it, and you'll have a beautiful buckwheat flour that's activated. So, but what we're going to do today is we're going to make our yum balls. So we're going to eat them on Christmas Day, which is only a couple of days away, so there's no problem, but you can freeze your little balls as well if you have any left over. So that's the first lot, is our nice little sticky, and it's nice and soft. It's soft to touch. You can use that for like making a birch and muesli. You can use that for making patties, savoury patties, beautiful with a little fermented apple sauce to the side. There's so much you can do with your activated buckwheat, and it's very alkaline forming, very, very nice and easy to digest. Then we will add our activated walnuts. These again have been soaked and rinsed overnight in milk kefir, but again, if you didn't want to use the dairy product, you could use kombucha. Something like kombucha is very good, and you'll see that they're really soft to touch. And the big thing is that they've made it more easy on our digestion. That's the idea of it. But they're also nice and soft to eat, beautiful, put through a salad. But we're making yum balls, so in there they go. Just a good couple of handfuls. Now we put some soaked dried fruit. Now, as you know, dried fruit is very concentrated in sweetness. So what we do is we always soak them overnight in water kefir, in the liquid water kefir, and that will help draw out that concentrated sugar. Also, makes the job really easy, because it's very easy just to grab your couple of handfuls of dates or figs or a mixture of dried fruit or getting apricots, whatever that you have on hand. But today I've used dates, and I didn't cut them. You just throw them in, put your water kefir, and when you get up in the morning, they're all nice and soft. So look at that, no chopping. Another bonus. So we'll put those in there. They were soaked in a beautiful ginger and turmeric water kefir, so it'll give it a nice Christmas gingery taste. So there we have our soaked dried fruit. Now we'll add a little dash of chia or chai, however you like to say it, gel, and that's just like about 1/4 of a cup of chia seeds and 2 cups of water kefir. Give it a good shake and store that in your fridge, and that gives it a nice little bit of thickness, and also gives you a little bit of extra added fibre. Now we add some grated fresh vegetables. So what we have here is we have grated purple carrot, grated orange carrot, and a little bit of grated beetroot. You could add apple, whatever that you have on hand, just to give it a little bit of sweetness from a fresh bred vegetable. Now you know that then you add into your treats. You always add mainly for flavouring. You add to enhance the flavouring. They'll always in your recipes have a dash of salt. Well, we'll bypass the salt, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a good dash of beautiful sauerkraut, tummy-loving sauerkraut. That's a turmeric sauerkraut, and it has ginger in there as well, so nice on the Christmas theme. If you wanted to add your brine, you could substitute your salt for your tummy-loving, gut-loving, that medicine in a jar, as I always call it. That's your introduction to fermentation. That's where we all start, with that sauerkraut brine. But it's really good to add to your little treats as well. Then we have our fermented ginger and turmeric. Oh, that's just special, fermented ginger and turmeric. Here it is, that's the kitchen wow factor. We have it in our module 3, where we call it the kitchen wow, and it's been fermented in lime juice, and that's sitting on top was a daikon wedge, which was used for a weight. These are ready to be taken out now to put into the fridge, but they're nice and soft, and that's your fermented ginger, your fermented turmeric in lime brine. You can put a little dash of the lime brine in there as well, but this is just This little ingredient here, the fermented ginger and turmeric, it has so many uses in your kitchen. The brine alone, you can use that in anything where you would want to put a little bit of citrus brine and a little bit of salt, because you don't need either of them with that. It's also good just to put into like a little drink. You can use that for Christmas goodies galore. That's a gift. This one really is a gift. You can use that in your kitchen. It will just give your food. It'll take it from simple to sensational. That's one thing that you must get into your kitchen. Then we just put a little dash of organic coconut oil. Just a little dash. Some spice. You can put cinnamon, nutmeg. Remember, it's Christmas balls, yum balls we're making, so you can put a little pinch of cloves if you wanted to. Beautiful vanilla powder. And then we blitz all that together. Blitz all that till we get a nice consistency. And then we roll it into little balls. We roll it into little balls, and then with the little balls, we actually put onto those little balls some coconut. Now, as you see there, they're nice little coloured coconuts. So how did we colour those coconuts? Here we go. This is where we coloured it. We used our beetroot kvass. Kvass. That's the beet kvass. That's in module 1 with your sauerkraut tonic. This is a real beautiful Christmas, and especially going into New Year, if you've got a bit of strain on your body from, having too many of those other types of bevies, which is okay because it's Christmas and New Year, we need to celebrate. But this is very good for you, very good, very cleansing on the liver. So that's very needed over this time of year. So beetroot kvass, well, it's needed all the time, but it has lots of uses. And we only use small little amounts. We only need a little tiny shot glass, but for colouring things, it's just absolutely superb. Look at that beautiful, that's just fine coconut and just a couple of little, not even tablespoons, just a dash of the beet kvass put into the coconut, and it gives you that lovely colouring. So there they are. So when you've blitzed them, they will be a little bit sticky. So you can put it into the refrigerator and just let it firm up a little bit before you roll them into your balls. The other alternative is you can add extra ingredients and make them into chocolates. So you've already made your balls, then you'll say, well, now I'll turn it into chocolate. So I've got that little bit left. So I'll add some little berries. In this case, we're going to add some little soft berries that have come from my garden. They're little tiny native blueberries, and some goji berries, because it's Christmas. So we'll just put a few little red goji berries in there. Now you could add anything. You could blitz up some organic candy canes and put in there and give it a nice little peppermint taste. And then that just gets all mixed. You could use fresh raspberries or frozen raspberries, or you could just poke them into the little moulds. You don't need to actually blitz it all through there, you just mix it through. So that's little gingerbread boys. So in they go. You could have used those little berries. What I was actually going to do with those little berries, I was going to use them for their little buttons and little eyes. And I went ahead and put them in there. But you could put like a little goji berry for the mouth, and you could put little blueberries for eyes and down for little buttons. And then you would pop those in. If you want to serve them pretty well straight away, you'd pop them into the freezer, and then you just pop them out and serve them. So there you have Christmas treats with a gut-loving touch. Of course, if you wanted to turn your yum balls into rum balls, you could add that rum, but the theory is that it does make all the good probiotics go a little bit inert, but it is Christmas time. So what you do is you just play around with your mixtures until you get it to a nice consistency, but it's very easy and oh so yummy. And you've got your sauerkraut in there, so really you've got little sauerkraut yum balls. Thank you so very much, and happy Christmas. Happy gut-loving Christmas.